What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Dra'Quel Legacy. It's your boy Dra'Quel, and today's story time is going to be about my upbringing, about where I'm from, about everything I've lived, seen, and dealt with, and just been through from when I was a kid, and so on and so forth. So, hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. And like I said in the last video, if you haven't seen, make sure you go check that out. But I'm from west side of Indianapolis in a place called Hallville. It's the hood. It's like your average hood. You know, you got your crime, like I said, you got your fights, you got your shootings, you got everything you can think of. But this video is about when I was a kid and my upbringing and what it was like for me as a kid growing up into a man. So, you know, I'm from the hood, you know, it's hard, you know, because all you do is you're a product of your environment. So all you see is just a lot of like everything they kind of talk about, you know. And I've seen a lot, I've dealt with a lot, I've been through a lot, and it's so much. Like, I just hope y'all understand, like, it's not as easy talking about this stuff now because it's my past and it's what I've been through, and it's a negative subject. But I know over time, and as y'all grow and as I grow, y'all gonna see, you know, the progression of who I am and what I've become and what I'm still becoming as a man. So aside from me probably not smiling as much or being as serious, you know, you gotta like ignore that because these are heavy subjects on me still that I still deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still trying to find myself and perfect myself, but I'm just doing everything I can to be the voice for those who are in the same situation I was once in or even going through that now. And I just hope that y'all, you know, stand up and do everything that y'all can to be successful, be great in your own way, and I'm here to inspire. So, anyway, I'm from Hallville, West Side, Indianapolis. It was pretty much a rough upbringing for me, you know. It was hard, you know, because it was like I was in and out of schools, back and forth from school to school, getting suspended, you know, dealing with a lot of fights. You know, I got in a couple fights. You know, everybody, that's everywhere. That's in every hood. That's everywhere. Like, even if you're not in the hood, I'm sure. I mean, you don't really know, except, you know, you just gotta adapt. You gotta learn to adjust, and I had to adjust, you know. So yeah, like I said, it was a lot that I was going through at once upon a time, but you know, I'm here and I'm thankful for that, for real. So not to get off subject, but I'm from the hood. It was a lot of poverty, a lot of stuff. Like I seen homicides, and I'm not like, you know, most people, they might lie or try to like portray this image like that's cool, or, you know, just lie. But I've seen homicides, I've seen dead bodies, I've seen my first dead body I was with my grandmother. We were walking down, you know, 16th Street. If you guys are from Indianapolis, you know what that is. But it's like a liquor store, and behind that it's like it's like, you know, you got what your little average your little spot or whatever like that, you know, crackheads, but it's kind of vacant now due to, like, you know, raids and, you know, police kind of coming over there and ruining that over there. So it's not really much the same as it was when I was a kid or growing up. You know, it's pretty much changed, and it's pretty much become different. You know, it's way different than when I was a kid over there. So yeah, I seen my first body. You know, it was pretty normal. It's like I knew what I was expecting to see, like, in the hood already as a kid, and that itself, it's not normal. It shouldn't feel normal to not only be a kid, 5 years old, seeing that type of stuff, but just also who I was with, you know. And I'll get into my grandmother in other videos after this, but you know, it was just crazy because I remember we were walking. You know, just imagine you walking as a kid, you know, you finna go with your grandma, y'all walking, you know, everyday stuff. If y'all from the hood and y'all men, you know, when y'all was boys, y'all was with y'all grandmother, that's like y'all mom. You know, for me, she was like my mom, for real. So we walking through the hood, we walked everywhere together. But we walking through the hood, you know, we take the back alley. And normally she goes the street way because, you know, sometimes she might be afraid, or sometimes, you know, she might be with me so she feels as protected. Even though I'm a kid, you know, she still is old and still wants that shelter and that comfort and security, you know. But we walking through the hood, walking from our house to the next block. We go through the back alley, and pretty much we walking, you know, we just laughing, enjoying our time with each other, you know. And we walking, and the next thing I know is I look over. Some tell me look over, and instantly I see something laying there. I'm like, that's odd, because it's like the middle of the day. It's like the middle of the day, and it's like, who could be laying there at the middle of the day? Like, it's not like the middle of the day, but it's more so like noon. So to me, that's like the middle of the day. Probably not to y'all, but to me, that's like the middle of the day. But it was like noon, and I'm like, Granny, what's that? And she like, I don't see it. What you talking about? So then I walk up to it. For real, I walk up to it. Being a kid, being curious, just being curious, Walk up to it, and I'm like, this right here, standing next to it. And so she like, oh, get away from that, get away from that, get away from that. And then she pulls me away or whatever. And then there, she kind of explained, she trying to be like, how moms and parents and grandparents be. They don't want you to know what that is, So she tried, but I already knew. Like, I'm not, not smart. So it's like, I know what it is. Like, we all play the game. You from the hood, you used to that. You know what that is. You know what comes with living there at times, unless you make it out like I did, and not many people I know have, but, RIP to those. And the ones that's still there, hope y'all make it out one day. But yeah, she told me, I told her stop being around the bush, like just tell me straight up what is it. Even though I knew what it was, I wanted to see if she was gonna tell me for real, and she told me. So I was like, okay, you won't be coming this way no more. I might, cause I'm a kid. I'm hanging with my old childhood friends at the time, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do. I'm gonna continue to walk through the hood and be me, be a kid, be free. Not dealing with being scared or in fear. I never was in fear. You can't live in fear, and I never was in fear at all living there. It was amazing. So many memories. But yeah, she told me what it was, and I just was like, it is what it is. I knew what it was. She told me, and that's pretty much it, She said, that's a part of the way of living over here, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. That's what it's like. And so basically, coming up, I had like a rink-a-dink house. Soon in the future, when I get more advanced with this type of technology and stuff like that, I'm new to this. So like, I'm gonna show y'all my old house. I'm gonna do a documentary in the future of me going to the hood and showing, my old friends, or like showing my old house and my upbringing, what it's like. So just stay tuned for those videos too. And let me know if y'all looking forward to those too. But I had a rink-a-dink house, man. It was around for like 50, 60 years. Like my great grandma stayed in there, and it was her house. And then she had my granny, and then my granny had my mom, then my mom had me. It's like a timeline. So basically, it was rough, man. It was rough because my mom, she did everything she could for us. Like she did. She worked 3 jobs back then. And I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so forth. I moved away from the hood when I was 15. But she working 3 jobs. She trying to make ends meet. And this before my sister even came. Like my sister came in 04. She like 17 now. But, it was rough, man. It was rough, like for real, like. So I tried to deal with my time by just hanging with my friends, doing what kids do, just doing what you do, adapting, being a product of your environment. Because all you can do in those situations is adjust and just be prone to just liking it and loving it. Other people on the outside might be like, why would you live there? Why would y'all have to be in those situations? But it's like, it's normal to us. It's normal to us. And y'all know who I'm talking about. It's normal to us. So, it's for them to find out if they ever do one day go there. It's more than what the news or the media portrays it to be. It's beautiful. The hood is beautiful. That's where most talent's at, besides people incarcerated. But like, it's a lot of talents there. It's a lot of beautiful, genuine people there. More than you would think outside here, in the suburbs somewhere, or like somewhere outside of that area, like an urban area, But yeah, it was rough, man. I lived in that house for 15 years. I was there 15 years, and I shit you not, the whole time living there for 15 years. My grandmother can vouch, my mom can vouch, my sister can vouch, I can vouch. We didn't have no heat. I mean, we didn't have not. We had heat. We had heat. We didn't have AC. We didn't have air. So if you in a house in the hood and it's like five of y'all and you ain't got no AC, all you got is one fan. It's rough on you. It's rough. We was walking around at one point in time. We was walking around there in drawers, all of us walking around in drawers. My mom and my granny in bras and stuff. So it was rough, man. It was rough, but that's just a little bit of it. But it was hot. It would be summers where it was hot, like scorching hot, like 100 degrees, 90 degrees, 95 degrees, 85. Anything above 70 is hot. When you ain't got no AC. In this summer, obviously. So yeah, it was rough. It was rough. It was 15 years I lived there that we didn't have no AC. Our landlord, he's deceased now, but he wasn't with the AC movement. He was cheap. It's the hood. You trying to get money. You ain't trying to spend money. So he would do what he could. He'd try to give us a fan or something like that. But most of the time, my grandma, she would buy like one fan or to put in the living room and let it oscillate around the room and stuff like that. Or even sometimes she'll buy like two from Dollar General by my house at the time. She'll buy like two little $10, like it was small back then. It's not like it is now where they like colossal. It was like, I'm talking about like the ones that you put on the table, like at a desk at work, and you hit the button, it's like it rotates, but it's small. Like we had those. We had one big one though that our landlord did give us. It was a big metal one, and that was the only one we had. If we ever had a fan, we had no more than three. No more than three. And this was a house. This wasn't an apartment. This wasn't like it was an actual house, a 5-bedroom house. And although it was spacious, you gotta think like it's me, my granny, my mom, my sister, and my granny's son. So 5 people in a 5-bedroom house. You only can suit so many people. You got kids. You got me and my sister that was kids, and then you got my mom and grandma and her son. That's like it's not gonna cope. So yeah, it was rough, man. It was a lot. It was a lot of poverty though. Like it was rough. I remember times we wouldn't even eat. It was times we wouldn't even eat. It was times where it was hard, man. It was hard to sleep. Even back then, I was going through depression. I'm over that stage now, which I thank God I am. But it was rough. It was rough, man. It was rough, and I'm just glad to make it out of there because I seen like dead bodies. I seen robins. The typical stuff. And I lost my friend. My close friend. He's incarcerated now. Soon, if we've been talking, but soon in the future, I'll get him to somehow be able to be in these videos. Like maybe post our messages here and there, or just not too much personal stuff, but like he incarcerated. He been there since he was 16. Free him, man. Free Gabriel. Free Coochie. Yes, his name's Coochie, but not like Coochie. Like, you feel me? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, then take it how you want. But you feel me? You gonna respect him. You feel me? He stand on business. But yeah, he got locked up when he was 16, and at the time that was like my best friend. Like that was like my best friend. Besides my other childhood friends, I had multiple friends, but like he was like at the time, he was older than all of us. He was older than me, and he was like a big brother to me. So him being taken away and getting locked up, he got 50 to 55 years. And we finally talked. We finally been talking, and I still got hope he gonna get that appeal. I still got hope, and I got faith, and we gonna talk soon, and we gonna link, and we gonna let this shed light on all y'all. So yeah, but back to what I was saying though, it was rough. Like it was rough walking through the hood. I remember riding my bike through the hood. Just typical stuff. You can ride your bike through the hood. Fights. Steal from the store if you hungry. Like I never forget. Like when I used to like go in stores and steal little candies and shit. I think every dude or woman from the hood done did that. Every kid or even an adult. It just you got to, bro. You gotta survive. Survival of the fittest. So it's like, You know, I had to just survive. I had to do everything I can to survive. Like, that's all my mentality was survive and probably get out. Because as I got older, you know, when I was younger, my dad was incarcerated and stuff like that. And that's for future videos to go into detail about him. But he was incarcerated and stuff like that, in and out of my life as a kid, even back then and still to this day. You know, he's not around. But yeah, it was hard. Like, he was incarcerated, so having to go all the way 2 hours away to see him in prison. You know, your mom not always wanting to take you to go see him. She not gonna always want to have the gas money, or even she might be going through pain. She might be hurt. She might not want you to see that or her to see that, you know, or see him like that, or he might not want us to see him like that. So it be times we would see him and stuff like that, but that's for future videos. But like, he was in and out of my life. He was in jail. I lost one of my other friends, you know, in 2010. You know, Kenji, he died or whatever. You know, he killed himself or whatever. And we was kids. Like 2011, I was probably about like, I want to say like 12, 13. And he killed himself. I remember how that was. It was a sad time, sad moment. And I just always kind of been through a lot, you know. I've been through a lot, and I'm not going to talk your head off, you know. It's just a brief introduction, once again, of who I am, where I'm from, my upbringing, and, you know, Westside Hallville repping it, you know. Shout out to all my Hallville goons and stuff like that. Shout out to everybody that's incarcerated. Shout out to all the kids, the people in poverty. Shout out to the mothers, the fathers, the mothers without the father in the kid's life. And I hope y'all just understand that, like, you can make it out, you know. You can make it out, bro. Like, look at me. Like, I go everywhere and people, I almost cuss, but like, yeah, people look at me like, you know, don't even, you know how I be, man. I ain't gotta go. That's politics, but you know, it was a rough upbringing, but I made it out. You know, I've seen a lot, you know, been in this type of situations, but that's more details for more stories for y'all to come. So, once again, it's your boy Dra'Quel, and this is Dra'Quel Legacy. Make sure y'all leave a like, share this video, comment if I have any comments or concerns or any references for future videos or what y'all want to see to the channel. But this is one of many. Like I said, as y'all grow, I grow, and as I grow, y'all grow. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. Let's subscribe. Let's get to 10 followers. You know, I got like 6. Let's hit 10. I'm being humble. You feel me? It's cool. You got to start somewhere. You got to learn to grow. So, appreciate y'all for giving me y'all time and me giving y'all my time. But more videos to come. I'm posting videos every single day. Every day. So y'all gonna see this face every day. And there's more stuff in the future I'm doing, like vlogs and stuff. And other stuff like that y'all will enjoy. It's not gonna always be this negative type of stuff. It's gonna be more positive stuff and where I'm at in life now and the future stuff. But I thank y'all once again. It's your boy Dra'Quel, and it's Dra'Quel Legacy. Appreciate y'all. Love.